We're appalled by the brazen killing by Israeli border police yesterday of 2 Palestinian men in Jenin in the occupied West Bank in yet another apparent summary execution.
The UN has sharply criticized what it describes as the Israeli army's summary execution of 2 Palestinians in the occupied West Bank city of Jenin, calling the incident a grave violation of international law. The 2 men, Mahmoud Qasim Abdallah and Youssef Essa'sa, were reportedly shot dead by Israeli forces on November 27 during a raid in the densely populated refugee camp area. Footage released by Palestine TV appeared to show Israeli soldiers shooting the 2 Palestinians shortly after detaining them, prompting outrage. In the video, both men are seen coming out of a raided building, raising their shirts to show that they are unarmed and have no explosives strapped to their bodies. The Israeli forces then appear to direct the pair back into the building, after which gunfire is heard, and the men are later reported to have been killed inside, fueling accusations of execution-style killings.
We're appalled by the brazen killing by Israeli border police yesterday of 2 Palestinian men in Jenin in the occupied West Bank in yet another apparent summary execution. Killings of Palestinians by Israeli security forces and settlers in the occupied West Bank have been surging without any accountability, even in the rare case when investigations are announced. Yes, we heard those comments, and of course, they need to be deplored, because that is a response in any situation with such brutal use of force is nothing short of abhorrent. There are mechanisms, there's rule of law, there's due process, ways in which you handle cases. The solution is not to pull a gun and shoot. Simple as that.
Israeli National Security Minister Itamar Ben-Gvir defended the soldiers' actions, insisting they had targeted men involved in terrorism, even as Israel's Justice Ministry said the case was under formal review. Ben-Gvir claimed that both men who were shot were engaged in terrorist activity, portraying the incident as part of Israel's broader fight against militant groups in the West Bank. Israeli human rights organizations, however, condemned what they called the cold-blooded killing of the 2 Palestinians. Shaipan said, quote, "Everyone saw that they were posing no threat to the Israeli forces, yet the soldiers decided to shoot them and kill them on the spot. It was an execution in front of the cameras." Unquote. The Palestinian Authority denounced the shootings as a heinous extrajudicial killing and a war crime, urging international bodies to intervene and hold Israel responsible. The PA said, quote, "The ministry sees this crime as directly extending from an official, systematic, and widespread Israeli policy based on intentionally killing Palestinians outside the framework of the law." Unquote. The IDF has been conducting sustained operations across the occupied West Bank since January this year, carrying out frequent raids, arrests, and armed incursions into towns and camps. According to the UN Human Rights Office, 21 Palestinians were killed by Israeli forces in the West Bank in November alone, 9 of them children, underscoring the mounting civilian toll. The Jenin incident came as Israel deployed helicopters and drones over the area for a second consecutive day, saying its raids were targeting armed cells and weapons caches. Israel has claimed that the ongoing operation aims to root out armed groups amid reports of shootings and attacks against Israeli civilians and soldiers. At the same time, the West Bank has seen a surge in violence by Israeli settlers, who have attacked Palestinian communities in the shadow of Israel's war in Gaza. Reports indicate that about 32,000 residents from several West Bank refugee camps have been forced from their homes since January, many fleeing repeated raids and settler assaults. Human Rights Watch has said these forced evictions and displacement episodes amount to war crimes and may also constitute crimes against humanity, given their scale and systematic nature.